Welcome to The Peak, where becoming your best self is our goal. I'm Ashley Russo. On this week's episode, a nonprofit that focuses on resources for children, local theaters you'll want to check out, and how St. Luke's catapults careers for EMTs. All that and more coming up on The Peak. United Way recognizes the need to provide support to children who've experienced trauma. Let's see how a special program gives extra care to our youth and creates a resilient community.
Officers respond to calls involving children all the time. The City of Bethlehem Police Department is a 24/7 police department, so we respond on a daily basis.
In Whitehall Township, I think it's a rare day that an officer doesn't respond to some form of a call where a child is not present.
In the city of Allentown, we have a myriad of calls for service. So you have anything from domestic violence calls to more very serious calls where it's robbery or homicide.
The police often intervene in situations that are traumatic in nature, and while they do a good job, the family is left to deal with the aftermath of that, and especially the children.
As we've learned about trauma over the past several years and what that means, we realize that students and adults are affected by trauma in their life.
The traumatic events that we're talking about, by the way, aren't just crimes. They're auto accidents, they're anything. It affects the way a child approaches school. And when they come into school and they're acting differently, the tradition has been a negative one on the child.
When children experience trauma, they learn that the world and the adults around them aren't safe or predictable, and that has them kind of ready in that survival mode at any time, and that shows up in our schools.
At the core community function of policing is taking care of the people, the youngest of our society. They're the people that need the protection the most.
And as a community, we want to make sure that the children have that support.
Resilient Lehigh Valley is a community-driven effort to promote hope, healing, and resilience in youth, families, and communities through building a trauma-informed Lehigh Valley. Handle with Care is a very simple communication between schools and police to better support students exposed to trauma.
If an officer is responding to a call and there's a young person there, a kid, a child, the officer can make a referral.
A Handle with Care referral is very, very simple for an officer to do. They'll respond to a call for service. When they notice that a child is present, they'll go to the Safe to Say site. They'll enter that child's name and the school that they attend. And that's it. It's that simple.
It informs the district that a student has been exposed to a traumatic event, and we don't know what that event was, and that we need to handle this child with care.
There are a lot of things a school can do to become a safe and supportive environment through trauma-informed practices. They can make sure their staff are all trained in recognizing the signs and symptoms of trauma. They can have calming corners or peace corners in every classroom.
Supports could be as simple as giving that child something to eat, extended time on homework. It's really giving them the opportunity to feel good about themselves.
Well, we really started to get a lot of community buy-in for this program by really just talking to community partners. So we engage our schools, our police leaders, our county leaders, even our district attorneys, and that's really how we piloted the Handle with Care program.
Supporting our children leads to strong, resilient children that can deal with adversity, experience it, and know how to come out on top of it.
This builds a trust level with the children. I think it builds a trust level with the law enforcement as well as with the teachers. It works wonders because the teachers are now informed.
This is such an important initiative at United Way because it's all about supporting our kids. What are we as a society if we're not wrapping our arms around our kids and really helping them address any barriers in their way?
Children don't always know how to identify when they need help. It's up to us to step in and provide support. Now get ready to be entertained and inspired. Let's check in with Holly as she explores theaters in Lehigh Valley.
There's nothing quite like a night at the theater, especially here in Lehigh Valley, where you can warm up and be dazzled by the arts. Let's see what's waiting behind the curtain for you. Touchstone Theater, located in Bethlehem, was founded in 1981 and is Lehigh Valley's only professional ensemble theater organization. This means that rather than taking the more traditional approach of producing existing plays, Touchstone provides community-based educational programming through Festival Unbound, an annual 5-day hyperlocal arts-infused community celebration and a time for conversation with those who call the Lehigh Valley home. Touchstone is made up of a group of resident working artists who collaborate to create, produce, and present each original performance audiences see on their stage. Christmas City Follies being a fan favorite. Throw out almost everything you know about your traditional holiday stories and be prepared to see how the actors put their own spin on things. Touchstone also focuses on after-school programming to support hundreds of school students across the region. Safe to say, they're not getting coal in their stocking this year. Get ready to throw your head back and laugh until it hurts. Steel Stack's Improv Comedy Festival returns to the stage for its 10th year. Teams from Lehigh Valley, New York City, Baltimore, Boston, Toronto, and beyond come together to perform here at the festival. Who knows? Maybe you'll see tomorrow's next big comedy star right before your eyes. Be sure to come check out the headliner Rat Scraps, a fully improvised show where a guest monologuist tells true stories from their life and the performers use them as inspiration to make up scenes on the spot. And this year, Shannon O'Neill is hosting. You might have seen her grace your TV screens. This is not something you want to miss. The Civic Theater in Allentown is home to many of the Valley's most notable shows and performances. It's where professionally produced theater with a community feel is born. December brings one of the most iconic storied tales to center stage in true holiday fashion. Get your tickets now to see the annual production of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol at the 19th Street Theater for the 31st year. Audiences from all over give a resounding bravo when they watch the timeless tale of Ebenezer Scrooge and his redemption story. Start your holiday season with Tiny Tim's God Bless Us Everyone, echoing beneath each snowflake. I'm Holly Harrow with Discover Lehigh Valley, and that was A Peek at the Valley.
Thanks, Holly. There's something about the performing arts that truly enriches our spirits. I'll be sure to catch a show or two. Up next, gets your heart pumping with tips from St. Luke's. Stay tuned. You're watching The Peak. It's time to get active. John teaches us how to get a total body workout using only kettlebells. Check it out.
Hi, I'm John Graham from St. Luke's University Health Network. Today I'm here at the St. Luke's West End Fitness and Sports Performance Center to go over kettlebell exercises which are beneficial for total body fitness development. For the kettlebell exercises, you're going to need a kettlebell of a comfortable weight. If a kettlebell of a comfortable weight is not available, you can substitute a dumbbell, or you can fill a gallon jug container with water and use that as your weighted implement. For our first kettlebell exercise, we're going to do the Goblet Squat. To do the Goblet Squat, you simply pick up a kettlebell, bring it high to your chest, hold it tight against your upper chest, and now from this position, we're going to flex at the knees, push our butt out, and squat down so the back of our thighs get to parallel with the floor. When we get to that position, hold for a count, and then slowly elevate yourself back up to your starting position again, finishing the movement when you're back in a standing position. Our second exercise is the kettlebell upright row. When performing the kettlebell upright row, you're simply grabbing the kettlebell with an overhand grip, pulling your elbows out and up until they reach shoulder level. Once you get to this position, hold for a count, then slowly lower back to your starting position. Our third exercise is the kettlebell overhead tricep extension. In performing this movement, you're going to grab the kettlebell by simply hugging the kettlebell, take it directly over your head, bending at your elbows, keeping your elbows close to your head, Bring the kettlebell behind your head to the back of your neck before returning back to the starting position directly above your head. Thank you for watching. Be sure to try these exercise tips at home. See you next time on The Peak.
All right, John, I've got dumbbells at home, but I think I need to get a few kettlebells to change up my workout routine. Thanks for those great tips. Recently, I sat down with Chaz Hayden, author of The First Thing About You. He shares his inspiring story of defying all odds.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Unscripted with Russo. I'm Ashley Russo, and I'm being joined today by a brand new friend of mine, Chaz Hayden. Chaz is the author of The First Thing About You, a book that just came out September of 2022. And he is just an amazing force in the Lehigh Valley. And we're so excited to have you here, Chaz.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Awesome.
We've got a whole audience here in this Lehigh Valley region from sort of Western New Jersey out to Eastern PA and around, and talk a little bit about, what you have found in this area and, what you have experienced in the Lehigh Valley.
So I'm very familiar with the Eastern area. Just growing up, I was probably only 40 minutes away from here. We would take field trips to the Crayola factory. Even like as an adult, as a teenager, we would come to the Crayola factory for the day. It's just a fun place to be.
Yeah, I know, because having grown up not too far from where you grew up, there was always like the big, end of year trip to like Dorney Park or something like that, or Crayola factory. And
yeah.
It's pretty amazing. What brought you to Easton, that you have family out here, and how long have you been in the Lehigh Valley?
I've been here a year now. And the thing I love about the Lehigh Valley is like, it's history of like hard work, kind of blue collar with the factories. I just think that's like so woven into the fabric of like the culture and the society here. And that's kind of how I live my life as well, and just creativity. When you're in downtown Easton, you feel the vibe of art and the Crayola factory and the different museums around. So it's a fun place to be in, and it's inspiring in a sense.
I do love that as well. I feel like I've been here now for almost 18 years, and it's just amazing to watch how the area has grown.
What
kinds of things do you like to do? Like, what have you gotten entrenched with, or what have you tried out, or what are you looking forward to that you haven't gotten to do yet?
The most awesome thing I've done is we went to the steel stacks, and it wasn't open, but we went up top. You can take the elevator up and kind of walk around that bridge up there and kind of look at all the different mechanisms. And I would love to see a concert. They have a stage set up right underneath the factory. I think that would be super fun.
Yeah, there is always something to do here. What about a restaurant? Like, you're in Easton is pretty great. Are there been any places that you've gone to eat that you say like, I have to go back there, or you go regularly, or you order from?
I'm not a big pizza fan.
Okay.
But Mario's at the Silk Mill in Easton. I don't know if you've ever been to Mario's.
I've been to the Silk Mill, but I haven't been to Mario's. So now you've given me a reason to go over there.
So Mario's makes like that wood oven pizza. Oh my God, delish.
We are so grateful to have you on our show, but also grateful to have you as a part of the Lehigh Valley community. And we're going to talk, because I think some of the things you mentioned, we can help make happen for you.
Thank you so much. And thanks for inviting me. This was so much fun.
All right. Until next time, everyone.
For the full interview, visit youtube.com/thepeaktv. And don't forget to subscribe to Unscripted with Russo on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. St. Luke's goes above and beyond when it comes to educating and training. See how their EMS Apprenticeship program cultivates new careers in emergency care.
St. Luke's Communications, this is Scott. How can I help you? Okay. All right. And what type of transport did you need?
St. Luke's Emergency Transport Services. We are the ambulance services that are in the footprint of St. Luke's. We have 8 strategic locations. Our teams on a daily basis are either responding to 911 calls of the community, or we're facilitating transport to higher level care. We're very dedicated to training and education. St. Luke's is known for the oldest school of nursing. We're also very dedicated in the St. Luke's ETS division to education and training. So we started just this past year our EMT apprentice program.
The training that the EMS apprentices will receive here at St. Luke's University Health Network will get them out of the classroom, we'll get them onto an ambulance with a seasoned EMT or paramedic, someone that's been around a while, and we show them how to be an EMT. We're trying to learn with your hands during the day on the ambulance with some really top-notch performers. And then at night, they go over to their EMT class and they actually learn the didactic aspect and the book part of being an EMT. Up front, the EMT student will pay for the course. If they choose to come on with us full-time, we will pay that course back. We'll reimburse them completely for the course. We'll give them a sign-on bonus of up to $3,000 if they come on full-time with us. And while they're during their apprenticeship, they'll be paid hourly rate.
Once our staff are here with us as fully credentialed EMTs or paramedics or nurses, we have a ton of continuing education that we do provide our team. So we have invested in 2 education specialists that sit on our leadership team. They provide monthly continuing education with varied content. So a provider that joins us and is on our St. Luke's team, they can rest assured that they'll get all their continuing education credits at no cost to them, and it'll be part of a fun, interactive process that we try and really cultivate here. We want to reach more people in the community. We want to show them the passion in which we deliver emergency care. And we want to have them join our team and see that they can be a part of a team that's great.
All the training takes place in the St. Luke's University Health Network, whether it's on our ambulances, our 911 trucks, our transport trucks. We send them over to our communication center, which is the nerve center of how St. Luke's Emergency Transport Services operates. Basic requirements are to be in an accredited EMT program, to have an AHA BLS provider card, which is basically a CPR card, and then we'll get you on the ambulance. And we'll start working alongside those EMTs and paramedics to sort of cultivate and grow your new career. We're giving back to the community and patients we may never see or may never take care of again. But having this type of program helps people in our community provide care to their neighbors.
From 911 to basic life support, all the way up to ground critical care transport services, St. Luke's ETS, we do it all.
Joining me today is Rebecca Pequeno, Network Chairperson of Emergency Services. Thanks so much for being here, Rebecca.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So tell me about services that are offered at St. Luke's to patients in terms of emergency medicine.
We have 10 emergency departments in our network that are St. Luke's based, and we have 1 joint emergency department with Geisinger St. Luke's Hospital in Orangeburg as well. So there's a total of 11 emergency departments. And we see pretty much anything that needs to come in that's emergency.
It's pretty amazing that there are 10 emergency departments across the region in the St. Luke's network, which really seems like a lot, but they have different levels of care. Can you take us through what those are and what it means as to the type of medical attention that you would get at each different emergency department?
We have several level 4 trauma centers in the network. We have a level 2 trauma center and we have a level 1 trauma center. So our level 1 trauma center is at the Bethlehem campus. Our level 2 trauma centers at the Anderson campus, and those are very similar in capabilities and basically can handle all trauma needs, the most serious of traumas. And then our level 4 trauma centers, they are in some of our more community-based campuses, and they can offer stabilization of trauma, diagnosis of trauma, and then make sure that trauma is cared for either in that campus or if it needs to be taken to one of our more high-level trauma centers, we can transfer the patient to those trauma centers. So all of our emergency departments are stroke certified, so primary stroke certification. However, our Bethlehem campus is actually a comprehensive stroke center. So that offers some additional services for strokes, such as endovascular procedures. But all of the other campuses are capable of handling all types of strokes that come in. And then if patients need to be, again, taken to our comprehensive center, we can make that happen throughout our networks. And then all of our campuses can handle cardiac care. Some of our campuses do have catheterization labs or cardiac catheterization labs. The other campuses are able to stabilize patients and then, if appropriate, get them to the cardiac catheterization centers as well.
Dr. Picano, as a physician that works in the emergency department and you have a huge team, how important are the EMS workers who are often the ones bringing people on the front lines into that emergency room? You mentioned stroke care, where time is of the essence. So tell me about that relationship between EMS and St. Luke's.
EMS in general are our eyes and ears out in the community. And so they're the ones who are responding out there. They're doing immediate care in the field. They do some absolutely amazing things out in the field. And then as they come in, they're treating the patient and letting us know what to expect as they're coming in. So the great thing about that is we can prepare and we can have specialty equipment right at the bedside based on their report and what they're telling us that, you know, we're going to be seeing and what we're going to be needing.
You talk about the preparation that happens for the medical staff as a patient is coming in. What about the family or loved ones who are waiting in the emergency room and wondering what's going on? Can you tell me what you want them to know if they are facing a medical emergency?
Just realize that we don't necessarily always see people by the first person to come is the first person who goes back. We do have a system called triage, and that basically means that we are prioritizing patients who have life and limb emergencies to go back a little bit faster than those patients who may not have those life and limb emergencies. And so sometimes that does mean that you're going to have a wait, but we try to keep you informed as best we can on what's going on and you know, when you may be able to anticipate going back. And then if there's family that comes in, oftentimes they can be at the bedside. Sometimes they can't be right at the bedside if we're doing a procedure or something like that. And so we will make sure that the family is notified of what's going on with their loved ones.
Excellent. Dr. Picano, thank you so much for all that you do and your Department of Emergency Medicine. It's so wonderful to know that we have this in St. Luke's when an emergency strikes. So thank you so much for joining us.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
We can all rest easy knowing that St. Luke's is highly invested in our frontline workers. I'm Ashley Russo. Thanks for watching. To learn more about anything from today's show, go to our website at thepeaktv.com. And remember, every day is an opportunity to be your best self. This is The Peak. This is The Peak. Are you ready? Oh, right, as we said, ready?
Let's try to go to the other side.
Rebel hair without a cause.
Yeah.
Our spirits. The spirits. Portions of this program were paid for by St. Luke's University Health Network. The Peak TV is a production of ASR Media.
Hey, it's Katie. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos.
To see more of The Peak TV, check out our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and catch us on WFMZ Channel 69.